San Francisco, hundreds of miles from here, destroyed this town. Now, if you want to find out about that, come along for the ride, because we are headed to Nevada's #1 ghost town. That. Get this guy right here. Okay. So when you come to these small desert towns, you can run across a lot of these donkeys. They're wild burros. They come down from the hills. Well, this guy's telling me not to feed them. So, all right. Okay. Welcome to Rhyolite, Nevada, what I consider one of the best ghost towns in the Southwest. So stick around and we're going to show you a lot of good reasons why you should not miss this place. I got at least 5. One of the features here in the ghost town that you'll see is what they call the bottle house. That's pretty cool. Actually, you can still go in there and see it. I saw this fence around it and I got a little nervous thinking we weren't going to be able to get up close. I've been here several times. I came here years ago and they didn't have this fence here, but you know, people destroy things and they got to do their best to kind of preserve it. And this ghost town is really a lot of great stuff to see here. But you don't have as much access to things up close as you may have had, you know, say 10, 20 years ago, where you can kind of get a lot closer. Like we're going to show you the bank in a little while, and I think they got a fence around that too. But anyway, let's just check out the bottle house. There, see that little cot. Now you would think that might be a children's cot, but then again, back then people were a lot smaller, so that may be authentic. Okay, probably bedroom. Let's go here. Yeah, cool stuff. Just to give you a little bit of information about this bottle house, I believe it was just made from all recycled bottles this guy collected. Guy that lived here, you know, 100 years ago, whatever, back in the early 1900s. And he started to construct this thing of recycled bottles from all the booze and, you know, other beverages that we're drinking back in those days. But anyway, so let's get a cool look at that. All right. That AB might stand for Anheuser-Busch, I assume. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's continue to walk around here. So from what I understand, it took 50,000 bottles to construct this bottle house. That's so cool. So as I've mentioned, this is like one of the #1 ghost towns in Nevada. And I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should stop here. Firstly, the #1 reason, I would think. Well, in no particular order, I'm just going to give you 5 reasons. But reason #1. It's a short visit. It's not too far off the main road. You can kind of get here pretty easily, and it's not too far from, say, Las Vegas. Like if you're in Vegas for a weekend or maybe a couple of days, it's only like 2 hours away. So, but not only am I going to kind of give you 5 great reasons to come here, I'm also going to give you some history of the town and kind of how it started out and kind of, you know, what it's like today. So we're going to give you reasons to stop, and we're also going to give you some history of the town. So stick around, don't miss out. If you love ghost towns, this is not a miss. I mean, you got to come here. You could just stroll up and down Main Street. So this is like kind of like the second reason why you should come here. And also it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So, but you get to see great stuff like this. Check out this old Union Pacific railroad car. And that's old, man. That's built of wood. I actually have a picture of me somewhere back in the day. And hopefully maybe I can find it, dig it out, and maybe I'll put it up on the screen if I can. If not, you'll miss out. But anyway, I got this old picture of me hanging on that from years ago when you can actually get close to this thing. But now they got barbed wire around it. So I can't even get inside there to get a better view. It's just to give you a little history of this town. Kind of came into in existence in 1905 after the gold rush. A lot of gold and silver were found in these hills, and people flocked here, man. And there was thousands of people that were living here. I think at one point there was like 3,000 people living in this town, but now there's nobody lives in this town. It's zero. I mean, I think they used to have like a caretaker that lived here at one point, but now it's been taken over by the Parks Department, and I think they kind of just have people here to maintain it, so it doesn't dilapidate down to nothing. Because I've seen a lot of ghost towns in Nevada. I've been to plenty of them, and the ruins are just gone, and people have just stomped all over them, and there's nothing left to see. But they're doing their best to keep this one worth the visit, like I said. So that's your another reason to check out this ghost town. So, and you can actually walk the streets and check out everything. So hang around, we're going to show you some more stuff. So this is the old train depot. They used to run all the minerals, the ore, down out of the mines. And there was a train track that used to run from here. Here to Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and Rhyolite, Nevada. This is where it's at, man. Now, the third reason why you want to come to this ghost town and visit it is you can pretty much have the place all to yourself. I mean, I'm here on a Saturday morning, and there's like only two other people here. So you can get yourself away from the crowds, check out the ghost town, and not be bothered. Loving it. Yeah, it's real peaceful here. I mean, it's not like a place like Tombstone. We did a video of that a couple months back, and that place had thousands of tourists just crawling all over the place, and they're just, you know, selling beer and selling t-shirts, gun show fights. But out here, man, you get the authentic feel, man. It's just out here in like isolation, all by itself. You just hear it, hear that. It's so quiet, beautiful, man. So let's check out this bank. I gotta swing my camera around, give you a better view of that. Now this bank actually appeared in a movie. Now I referenced this movie a couple times in other videos. For some reason I just wind up in these places where this movie was filmed. But in the movie Cherry 2000, filmed in 1987, there was one scene here at the bank. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so this is, you used to be able to get closer, but they put a fence up. Because, you know, like I said, people, I've been down inside that bank, but I can't go in there today. This is the old Cook Bank building, okay? And this bank, it was like kind of in its heyday in like 1905 through 1907. All the profits from the mine. Good stuff. Check her out. And I'm going to show you a picture of what it used to look like. There you go. That is it. Let me get out of that. See if I can get out of the sun there. There we go. That's kind of what it looked like back in the day. All right. So anyway, that's cool. All right. So believe it or not, one of the heaviest investors in this town back in the days is a man called Charles Schwab. You've all heard of Charles Schwab, the investment firm. But anyway, he dumped all his money into this town. I mean, all the money for the infrastructure, the pipes, the electricity, everything came from Charles Schwab. And he kind of made a nice profit initially in the beginning. But I think by 1906 and 1907, the profits started to go down. And I'm going to tell you why that happened. There was a big earthquake in 1906 in San Francisco. And because of that, there was a financial crisis right afterwards. And there was no funding left. The money was scarce. So people, if you were an investor and you wanted to invest in a mine or, you know, in a town like this, the money dried up, man. So when the money dried up, the town dried up, and it just devastated this place. So, I mean, at one time, I think I mentioned earlier in the video, there was 3,000 people in this town. Now, I mean, it's 100 years later, more than 100 years later. It's down to zero, man. But I'm telling you, I love it here. This is my favorite ghost town. I mean, I've been to a lot of ghost towns. But this is actually the first ghost town I've ever been to. When I first moved out west, way back in the 80s, I'd never been to an actual ghost town. But this is the very first one I visited. And I come back here periodically because I just love it here, man. Rhyolite, Nevada, I'm loving it. So, the fourth reason why you should come here is the great photos, man. If you're here, you can take some great photos, you know, and put them up on Instagram, Facebook for all your friends to see. It's good stuff, man. Some great stuff. And I think over here, that's the old schoolhouse. We're gonna go take a poke at that right now. We'll take a closer look. So let's go check out the schoolhouse. So behind me is the old schoolhouse. It opened up in 1909, I believe. You know, the money came in and they were able to build a schoolhouse. And but by 1911, it shut down because a lot of people had left as a result of the massive earthquake in San Francisco that caused the financial crisis. And the money was gone. No more investment to get the gold and the silver out of the hills. So people left, man. But anyway, this is the schoolhouse looked at. Look at that. Check that out. Imagine if living here, 1909, Rhyolite High School, whatever that is, class of 1909. Imagine that. Wonder what their football team was like. Beautiful. Okay, so now the fifth reason why you need to check this town out. Well, like I said, it's in close proximity, but it's in close proximity to a town called Beta, Nevada. It's pretty cool. You can get some accommodations there. They've got RV parks. They've got motels. There's no hotels there. And there's a casino. They're building another casino that should be open pretty soon. And they've got this cool beer and chili joint, which is where we're gonna go check that out later. So later in the evening, after we've done with our adventure here, we're gonna head to that, and we're gonna wrap up our video there. But anyway, for now, let's see what else we can see here. All right. So what this is here, we've stumbled across what they call this was kind of a general purpose facility. The Oberry, I think it's called. But anyway, so this is kind of cool. I can still get into one thing here. There's seal in there. That's cool. And then you got the HD and LD Potter 1906. That's in the background. Hoping you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, hit the like button. That's really all I ask you to do. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button. And come back and see us again and watch a few our other videos. I'll never ask you for money. We don't do that here on this channel. We're not asking you to be some part of Patreon account or, you know, or these grifters that are asking, buy me a coffee. Come on, man, buy me a coffee. Well, you know what that means. Just send me money. But we're never going to do that here. So we do this for fun. We don't really do it for money. We don't make money here at Beers and Frontiers. We just do it for the adventure, man. That's the whole theme of this channel. We go to places that you probably wouldn't normally get to. And we try to have fun and maybe have a beer at the end of the day. And that's it, man. This is it. Where are you going to get that? Where else? Look at that. It's great stuff. Anyway, I'm glad you stopped by this week. As I mentioned, you know, over the years from 1905 down to 1920, the population declined down to zero, you know, because the money had run out. But still, this is all that's left today. I think we're going to show you one more thing before we head into town and check out that beer joint. There's an open air museum. That's another, I mean, I didn't mention that as far as one of the 5 reasons, but it's still a good reason. There's an open air museum as you approach town. You can check that out. It's free. And we'll let Anna talk a little bit about that when we're down there. So, and she'll give you the skinny on that place. But anyway, this is the Rhyolite, Nevada in all its glory. Just beautiful. I just can't really go on any much more about how great this place is. Just think, man, back in 1905 or 1907 or whenever, somebody had money in that bank. Now it's gone. Think about that for a second.
We are here in front of the free museum that is adjacent to the Rhyolite ghost town, and you've probably seen pictures of these interesting sculptures online, and I'll give you a little bit more information about them in a second. So in 1984, a Belgian artist, Albert Suzulski, I believe, decided to create some interesting projects that kind of reminisce the classical art pieces, but yet represent the history of this town. And what you see is actually titled The Last Supper. If you're familiar with that piece by Leonardo da Vinci, so this is Albert's interpretation, and it consists of these ghostly figures representing the spirits of this town. So what do you think?
I mean, I'm not really the artist, so I don't really know what to make of it, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's worth the stop for sure. I didn't include it in one of my top reasons to come here, but I would put it up there. This is actually, it's pretty cool.
I believe all the sculptures were done using actual people as models to hold up the cloth while it was molded. So this one has a palette. So my best guess is this is a self-portrait by the artist.
So that's all we have for you today. Glad you stopped by and you enjoyed your visit here. Like I said before, hit the like button if you did. But for now, cheers from Beers and Frontiers.